Wow. Okay, so just sitting in the car with it powered up here, guys, but you'll notice the ready light is not. The ready light normally is right there. It is not illuminated on the dash. Why is it not illuminated? Because I haven't met the criteria to close the contactors, of which there's actually 3 of them. So SMR, system main relay, there's a pre-charge, battery positive, and a battery negative. And when I say battery, I'm talking about the high voltage battery, right? The 144 volt battery, nominal, not the auxiliary 12 volt, more like 14.4, but let's call it 12 volt, the auxiliary battery. This is strictly to do with the high voltage system. So this is the status of the contactors themselves, and this is the command coming from the power management control module. Essentially just applying a low voltage to the coils inside the contactors themselves. What's the difference between a relay and a contactor? I don't know. I keep it simple. Basically anything above 50 amps in my mind is like a contactor. Anything below that, a relay. You'll find 1,000,001 different definitions, guys, but they're basically high current relays when I refer to a contactor, even though the data here clearly calls them system main relays, right? So they're located back in a kind of a sub housing of the battery itself. I'll maybe show you some detail of that, but I'm going to transition into slow motion here for the simple reason when I do actually meet the criteria, step on the brake pedal and hit the switch, we'll transition actually into ready, but it will happen so fast that you won't really appreciate it. So I'm going to go to slow motion here and then I'll be back. So there you go, that happens pretty fast. Of course, right on cue, the engine starts to buggerize my audio, and I hope you can see the ready light is, it's a wee bit blurry, I can see that, but the ready light is in fact on, and the engine's running, everything is powered up now. So you'll notice that we have on with respect to the positive and negative high voltage contactors, and the pre-charge contactor is actually off now. Pre-charger, as the name implies, is to pre-charge the system. There's high capacity capacitors, high capacity capacitors inside the inverter converter assembly, and they draw a massive amount of current. So what the pre-contactor basically does is actually put a resistor in line with the voltage and current flow, which initially flows to the capacitors. And once the capacitors have pre-charged, the pre-charge contactor will open and negative will close. Toyota uses the negative as a follow-up to the pre-charge contactor. Some other manufacturers use the positive. So you might have noticed that. That's why I filmed it in slow motion, guys. You can go back and review it if you wish. But this is all a precursor to some more detail. So I think this kind of is a good starting point with respect to the sequencing of the SMRs, why there's 3 of them, what they're all about. And I tried to actually put the battery voltage there. That's the current draw from the high voltage battery itself at the moment. Yeah, I appreciate that all the control of the system is actually done by the low voltage side of things, the 12 volt battery, the 12 volt system.